I've got questions.
I've got answers.
What is it like to be a professional animator? I get to go to work every single day and climb up those stairs and sit down at my desk, put on my headphones, and go to a completely different world. I get to become a completely different person, or a 5,000-pound monster, or, a female badass warrior elf chick, whatever it's gonna be. I get to pretend. I get to be in touch with my childhood in a way that very, very few people in this world get to. I get to work out my imagination like it's a muscle in the gym. Every single day, I get to play. It's incredible. How did I find animation? I found animation in the Sunday and Saturday morning creature feature movies with all the old Harryhausen stuff. I found it at the movie theaters with The Colors and Lines, The Secret of Nim. Those first impressions on me of animation are with me to this day, and they're in everything I do. And they are such a driving force throughout my work. I had no idea how it was done as a young person, and I certainly didn't know how I would get from where I was in Florida all the way to La La Land in Hollywood, California, to be making movies or being a part of animation in any way, but I made it. Where did I learn the craft of animation? I went to art school back in the early 90s, Art Institute of Pittsburgh, where I entered a special effects program called Industrial Design because I wanted to make creatures and effects for movies. And I started in that, learning a lot of 2D animation. And then Jurassic Park came out when I was actually at school, and I changed my major to computer animation because I could see that that was the future. With the amazing animation that was done on that T-Rex, I literally went down to my guidance counselor in the morning and switched my major. But I was first educated for the first 6 quarters of my 8 quarters of education were basically in 2D animation. And then you learned technical aspects of the computer as you were going, and then you had 2 quarters of computer animation at the end. But my real education in animation came after I graduated college. And that was through self-study, and that was through working with other people and really starting to understand more than just the 12 principles that they say on paper and some of the things that we were taught in college. So it's very common to go all the way through an art school and not come out knowing how to animate.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not.
How do I animate characters that are not like me? This is a great question. It's going to be something you come up often in your animation career. And one of the ways that I approach it is I tap into 45 plus years of watching humans, interacting with humans of all different personalities and types. And being an animator, I have an eye. Being an artist, I have an eye. And I'm able to tap in and start logging movement styles and postural behaviors and personality, maybe characteristics or patterns of character that I've seen in certain people. And I'm able to take that with me into the reference room where I close the door in a private, safe place, and I'll act out over and over and over again until I become the new character and tap into as much away from me as possible. If you still run into trouble there, which definitely can happen, I typically will go and look for someone, search for someone with the characteristics that are much closer to the thing I'm animating, and I'll try to record that person for some reference, or nuggets of information that I can even apply to myself as I shoot my own animations.
The magnificent Aiden! Woo! Awesome!
I always get the question, is animation tedious? From everyone, from complete strangers to, my grandma. They always ask me, isn't that tedious? Absolutely not. It is thrilling. Every aspect of animation is thrilling to me because life is directly flowing from me into my characters. And with every single frame that I get in stop motion or 2D animation, I get to see a little more life, and I get to watch this inanimate nothing manifest. Tedious? No. Hard? Yes. Animation is super hard, and it doesn't get any easier over the years. So the hardest things for me are less about technical, but more of an emotional aspect of being a vulnerable artist, showing your work every day and getting feedback. You have to develop a thick skin because the directors aren't always going to like what you do. You get a little sensitive and attached to things sometimes, or you feel ashamed because you showed something that maybe wasn't quite ready or wasn't right there, quite magical enough. And that's a tough part of being an animator, but it also is how you grow, because growth is pain. You got to work for it. So that's just a few answers to a few of the questions that you guys sent in. I got a lot more than that I didn't have time to get to yet, but I'll be answering them in future Q&A episodes. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.